Now, the National Dialogue Committee has crafted several proposed changes to various laws that will be considered during the report while it's being approved by the Parliament. Well, among them is a draft bill that seeks to make changes to electoral laws and especially IEBC. Now, the proposal is to expand the membership of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission's selection panel from 7 to 9 members in a bid to accommodate a wide spectrum of stakeholders and interest groups. The IEBC Amendment Bill of 2023 also proposes clear guidelines on the boundaries delimitation exercise, which, if adopted, will see the poll body make public the actual proposed names of every constituency and ward, as well as other details. Safin Acheng Oma reports.
Following lengthy deliberations over a bipartisan team led by National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah and Wiper Party Leader Kalonzo Musyoka, the National Dialogue Committee has tabled several bills in Parliament which made several proposals aimed at changing the structure of government and creating new political positions. Key among them is the IEBC Amendment Bill of 2023, which seeks to amend the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Act No. 9 of 2011. The bill proposes to increase the membership of the IEBC selection panel from 7 to 9 to accommodate a wide spectrum of stakeholders and interest groups. The first schedule of the current IEBC Act of 2011 gives the President the privilege of nominating 2 persons to the panel, the Prime Minister also to nominate 2 persons. The Judicial Service Commission nominates 1 person. 1 person is nominated by the Kenya Anti-Corruption Advisory Board and 1 person nominated by the Association of Professional Societies of East Africa, making up a total of 7 members. If the IEBC bill proposed by NADCO is adopted, 2 more members will sit on the selection panel. 2 persons will be nominated by the Parliamentary Service Commission, representing the majority party or coalition, and the minority party or coalition. 3 persons will be nominated by the political party's liaison committee, drawn from the ruling party, the opposition, and another person from a party other than a parliamentary party or a coalition. 1 person is to be nominated by the Law Society of Kenya, another person to be nominated by the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, and 2 persons nominated by the Interreligious Council of Kenya. The proposal coming at a time when the 7-member panel that was appointed in March last year is yet to resume the process of selecting new IEBC commissioners following a recent directive by the court. The process was put on hold following the constitution of the bipartisan talks. However, on 1st February 2024, High Court Judge Mugure Thande held that the political truce does not override the constitution. Azimio leader Raila Odinga has since dismissed that ruling, insisting that the recruitment will start after the NADCO report has been ratified by Parliament. Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, on his part, stated that while the court is justified, Parliament hopes to finalize the electoral laws in good time.
Parliament has no power to stop the panel. It's just that the panel is doing its work in line with the law. And therefore, all we can pray for is that probably before the panel completes their work, Parliament then will have worked on a new law.
Article 89 of the Constitution requires IEBC to undertake delimitation of boundaries between 8 to 12 years, and the next phase should conclude by March 2024. The lack of a substantive IEBC means that the country is now facing a constitutional crisis. NADCO's IEBC bill proposes that IEBC shall issue notice of intended review of the names and boundaries of electoral units in accordance with the law and invite representations from interested parties. The bill also proposes that IEBC be given the mandate to determine the period within which it shall publish its preliminary report on boundaries delimitation, which should detail the actual proposed names of every constituency and ward, its inhabitants and population, as well as a description of whether The area is classified as a city, sparsely populated, among others, while using the latest official population census report as a key reference. The coming boundaries review is expected to turn into a battle pitting leaders from populous regions against those representing expansive but less populated areas. Already, lawmakers from highly populated areas have been pushing for the one-man, one-shilling criteria to be adopted for equal representation and resource allocation. This even as critics of the one-man, one-vote principle had opined that critical issues beyond the population size and density must be considered to avoid scenarios whereby urban areas with high population density could end up having too many unviable constituencies. As the debate continues, the issue of whether the looming crisis can be averted, however, remains in question.
There's also the urgency with the review of boundaries, although we have a challenge that we also noted in NADCO. Whether or not we have a commission today, the delimitation of boundaries cannot be completed within a month before the end of March this year.
The Commission's fate now lies within Parliament, which is expected to finalize the process of formulating laws that will guide the next chapter of Kenya's electoral process. Safin Achieng Oma, Citizen TV.